The man who killed their daughter is now free.
That's crazy.
People see, they see you smile. They don't just know the hurt that you have to have in your heart daily from this. And we want justice for our baby.
She exposed his secret life with men on Facebook. Then he shot her and walked free. So we're going to get into this video, man. Let's get it.
Family.
Oh, just to let you know, a forewarning. If you see me wince in pain, it's because I have gas in my stomach. And it's trapped. I don't have no ginger ale, so I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I need to burp, I need to fart, I need to do something. So if you see some facial expressions that don't match up, you know why. Okay, I'm in pain right now, but we're gonna make it through. Let's get into it.
Verona is upset because the man who killed their daughter is now free.
That's crazy.
People see, they see you smile. They don't just know the hurt that you have to have in your heart daily from this. And we want justice for our baby.
I give up on this. One thing about it, we will not give up on it. We're not.
Mama, I love her. I love Mom.
Damn.
I love you too, baby.
Yeah! I got a heart for you.
You took my baby from us.
I like the shirt too. He's sending a message. That's a statement.
And we got to walk around with this pain every day.
So let me ask you all something real quick. How many of you have ever dropped your phone and it accidentally committed a felony? Right. Because that's not how life works. That's not how physics works. And that's definitely not how guns work. But apparently in Mississippi, we're supposed to believe that's exactly what happened. Now, before anybody comes for me in the comments talking about innocent until proven guilty, I hear you. I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer. I don't even have a law degree from Google University. But what I do have is common sense. And honey, when the facts start stacking up the way they're about to stack in this story, common sense starts asking questions. So here's what we're working with. 24-year-old Tremia, beautiful girl, truck driver, devoted mama to the cutest little boy. She's in a relationship with this dude, DeAndre. He's an aspiring rapper, goes by Draco. Pause. Already we should have seen the red flags waving. But okay, they're all over. Social media, cute couple posts, birthday shout-outs, I love you to infinity and beyond type captions. That whole vibe where you're like, okay, relationship goals. But you know what they say about social media? It's a highlight reel. And behind all those filters and all those posts, there was a whole mess happening that nobody was posting about. Because Treya found some messages. And what she discovered? Baby, it wasn't just that he was texting other women. It wasn't even that he had a whole other girlfriend. What she found out was that this man had been living an entirely different life. And when I say different, I mean she discovered he'd been involved with men. Yeah, that kind of double life.
It's down low.
And she confronted him with the evidence because sis had receipts. He denied everything, even though she literally had the proof in her hands. Then, on January 8th, 2024, at 4 o'clock in the morning, Tremia ends up with a bullet in her head. His explanation to police: dropped my gun. It went off. Total accident. Girl. And here's where it gets even more frustrating. 9 months later, a grand jury looks at all the evidence and decides there's not enough to prove it was intentional. So they drop the charges.
What?
This man is walking around free. Just out here.
What other
living his
evidence do
life,
you need?
While Tremia's mama is raising her grandson. Make it make sense. Now, I need you all to stick with me through this whole story, because every single detail is going to have you asking questions.
And I'm going to try to shut up for the majority of this video and give my thoughts really incrementally throughout the video, but really for the end, because this is already a 30-minute video. And y'all know I get the yapping, and it's just too much. So.
And at the end, I want to know, do you think that gunshot was an accident? This is the story of Tremia Darden. And bestie, buckle up. Okay, so let's talk about who Trya actually was. Tremia Darden, her family called her Maya, so you'll hear me use both names. She was from Okolona, Mississippi.
Who?
24 years old.
Okolona.
And look, I need y'all to understand something. This girl had her life together in a way that most of us are still trying to figure out at 24. She was warm. She was kind. She was the type of person who made everybody around her feel seen, you know? Like you could be having the worst day of your life, and Tremia would somehow make you smile. Her smile alone could light up a room. I'm not being dramatic. That's what everybody who knew her says. On social media, she was always posting videos, beautiful pictures, confidence radiating through the screen. She wasn't trying to be somebody she wasn't. She was just her. Playful, caring, affectionate, sweet. The kind of person who didn't take life too seriously, but also knew how to show up for the people she loved. But above everything else, and I mean everything, Tremia was a mother. That little boy right there, that was her world. His name is Mason. And honey, those two were inseparable. The bond they had was the kind of bond that makes you believe in pure love, you know.
Mama, I love her. I love Mom.
I love you too, baby.
I wonder if that was their kid.
I got a heart for her.
Everything she did, every decision she made, every move she planned, it was all for him. She wanted him to have a better life. She wanted him to never want for anything. She wanted to be the kind of mama who could provide stability, security.
Everything in me is wanting me to like fast forward through this shit. Like RIP to her, but I'm trying to get to the nitty gritty. I'm trying to hold on. But I feel like it's dragging right now.
A future. And she was willing to work for it. So she became a truck driver. She'd be out on the road for days at a time, missing her baby like crazy. But she was doing it because she had a plan. She had goals. She wasn't just surviving. She was trying to thrive. For him, for Mason, for their future. And look, I think that's beautiful. I think that's the kind of mother every child deserves. Someone who's willing to sacrifice their own comfort.
Alright, my G. Like, am I tripping, y'all, or is it dragging? Maybe I'm tripping.
And then
I can't.
She met DeAndre.
I can't, bro.
Okay, so let's talk about DeAndre McGinnister.
You got the Jay-Z setup going on here.
5 years old.
With the
and
dreads.
baby. This man came with a history. Back in high school, he was actually pretty good at football. Like, he had potential. He could have maybe done something with that. But somewhere along the line, he made some choices. And I'm not here to judge people's pasts. We all make mistakes. But his choices landed him in jail. So by the time Trya met him, he'd already done time. And now he was out here trying to reinvent himself as a rapper. His rap name was Draco. Okay. Look, I'm not saying a rap name automatically makes somebody suspect. But like, Draco? Really? That's what we're going with? Alright, moving on. Now here's the thing that should have been a red flag. The size of the entire state of Texas. When Trya got with DeAndre, when they started dating and falling in love and posting all these cute pictures together, he was already out on bond for stealing a car in Lowndes County. So let's just pause and think about that for a second. You're a single mama working hard, trying to build a stable life for your child. And you're dating someone who literally couldn't even keep themselves out of trouble long enough to... You know what? I must stop right there. Because Tremia loved him. And who am I to judge who somebody falls in love with? We've all dated people we probably shouldn't have.
What?
We've all looked past red flags because we wanted to believe in somebody. So I get it. What matters is that she loved him. Deeply. According to her friends, she would have done anything for this man. She adored him. She was all in. And to the outside world, to everybody watching on social media, they looked perfect together. Just scrolling through their pages, you'd see all these loving posts. Romantic videos, cute couple moments, the kind of content that makes you double tap and think, oh, that's sweet. Tremia would post about him all the time. On his birthday, she called him her lover for life and told him she loved him to infinity and beyond. Like, she was really out here, giving Disney princess energy with this man. Just 2 days after that birthday post,
Who wrote
she
this
posted
script?
again. She was talking about how grateful she was for him, how blessed she felt. But she also made it very clear, and I mean very clear, that she would never tolerate cheating in a relationship. She put that out there for the world to see.
I feel you. I don't play
She'd
that shit
share
either.
all these tender moments of them together. Videos, pictures, the whole thing. To anyone paying attention, they seemed like the definition of a happy, loving couple. For Tremia, everything was finally falling into place, you know? She had a career that she loved. She had her beautiful son, who was her entire heart. And now she had what she thought was a fairy tale romance with DeAndre. She thought she had it all figured out. She thought she knew this man. She had no idea what was really going on. But you know what's funny? Things that look perfect on the outside are usually hiding something messy on the inside. And honey, what was hiding behind all those cute couple posts? It was about to come crashing down. Because at some point, and we don't know exactly when, things started to shift. Friends who were close to Tremia say the relationship was deteriorating, like badly, but she wasn't posting about that. She was still keeping up the image, still playing the role of happy girlfriend, until she couldn't anymore, because Tremia found something. Messages, evidence, the kind of receipts that make your stomach drop when you're reading them. And what she discovered, it wasn't that DeAndre was just texting other women. It wasn't even that he had some side chick tucked away somewhere. What Tremia found out was that DeAndre had been living a whole double life. He'd been involved with men, romantically, sexually. However you want to phrase it, he was out here dealing with men while being in a relationship with her and presenting himself as this straight, loving boyfriend to the world. Now look, I don't care who anybody loves or what anybody does in their private life. Live your truth, be who you are, love who you love.
But be honest.
That's not the issue here.
Be honest, man.
The issue is the lying. The issue is building a life with someone under false pretenses. The issue is letting this woman fall in love with you, plan a future with you, introduce you to her child, while you're living an entirely different life behind her back. When Tremia confronted him with the evidence, and according to her friends, she had screenshots, she had proof, DeAndre denied everything. Just flat out said it wasn't true, even though she was literally showing him the receipts. Can you imagine? Like she's standing there with the evidence in her hands, and he's still looking her in the face, lying. That's wild to me. In January 2024, Tremia posted something on social media that looking back now feels almost prophetic. She wrote, "We live in a world where being who you are is a choice you choose to live your life. But living a double life and then expecting that to be okay, it is not." She knew. She knew what was going on. and she was...
And her posting shit like that, his antennas probably went up, and he was probably like, I gotta get this bitch gone, because she finna ruin my whole reputation. Probably why she ended up dead.
Trying to process it. Maybe she was trying to decide what to do. Should she leave? Should she try to work it out? Should she expose him publicly? According to people close to her, one friend said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that DeAndre never loved Tremia the way she loved him. That it was all lies. That she never saw it coming until it was too late. That somewhere along the line, she discovered things about him that shocked her. But by then, it was already too late. Too late for what, though? That's the question, isn't it? January 8th, 2024. 4 o'clock in the morning. Most people are asleep at 4 a.m. Most people are in bed, dreaming, not even...
Unless your name is Diamond.
...thinking about being awake yet. But something happened at the Lacey Acres trailer park in Verona, Mississippi that morning. Something that would change everything. Verona police get a call. There's been a shooting. They rush to the scene, an apartment on Lisa Avenue. And when they arrive, they find Tremia Darden on the ground, unresponsive, with a gunshot wound to her head. Let me say that again. A gunshot wound to her head.
We heard you the first time.
She's rushed to North Mississippi Medical Center. Doctors try everything they can. But at 11 a.m. that same morning, Tremia is pronounced dead, 24 years old, gone. And DeAndre? He's still at the scene when police arrive, just standing there. Now this is where his story gets interesting.
Did he say it was a
And
suicide?
by interesting, I mean absolutely wild.
Oh, he said
DeAndre tells police that what happened was an accident. He says he was holding his gun, and he dropped
How do you get a...
And when it hit the ground,
Man, this man, look, listen, I'm sorry about the AI shit, man. I try to pick some videos that are not completely AI, and this is just fucking terrible. But hey, it is what it is.
And when it hit the ground, it just fired. And the bullet just happened to hit Tremia in the head. Okay, so let's think about this for a second.
How did he get away with it?
Because I have questions. First of all, modern guns. And I'm not a gun expert, but I do know this. Modern guns have safety mechanisms. They're specifically designed not to fire when dropped. It's like one of the main features. So either DeAndre had the world's cheapest, most effective gun ever made.
Wouldn't put it past him.
Something else happened. Second question. Why do you have a gun out at 4 in the morning in the first place? Like, what are we doing at 4 a.m. that requires being armed? Were you all under attack?
The fact that they're trying to make this AI sound so much like a human is kind of creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
Was there an intruder? What's the situation here? Third, even if we believe the gun could fire when dropped, which again is highly unlikely, what are the odds that it fires at exactly the right angle to hit someone in the head? Like, do you understand how specific that trajectory would have to be? The math ain't mathing. None of this is making sense. But that's his story. That's what he told police.
And he got
I
away
dropped
with
it. It went off.
That's crazy.
Total accident. Police arrest him right there at the scene. They take him to Lee County Jail for questioning. And here's another fun fact. Remember how I said he was already out on bond for stealing a car? Yeah, that bond was for a felony vehicle theft charge in Lowndes County. So at the time Tremia died, this man was already supposed to be on his best behavior. And instead, his girlfriend ends up dead. The irony of that is not lost on me. 5 days after Tremia's death, DeAndre appears in court. He's formally charged with first-degree murder. Now, first-degree murder is serious. That's premeditated. That's intentional. That's, you planned this. Level charges. The judge, Judge Sumaika Thomas, looks at this case. She sees he's got ties to Michigan and Arkansas, meaning he's a flight risk. She sees he was already out on bond for another felony, and she sets his bail at $1 million.
Y'all still let him go?
$1 million.
So
with an M. She basically said, "You want to tell me this was an accident? Cool. Prove it with $1 million." Spoiler alert, he didn't have $1 million.
Oh, shocking.
Which, shocking, considering he was out here stealing cars just months earlier. As the investigation continued, more and more started coming out about what was really happening in that relationship. While Tremia had been presenting this unified, happy image on social media, posting all those cute couple pics, writing those love messages, her friends and family started revealing that things were not what they seemed. According to people close to her, the relationship had been falling apart for a while. DeAndre wasn't showing her the same love she was showing him.
Because he was showing up.
He wasn't reciprocating. He wasn't being honest. And that discovery about his double life, that was apparently the beginning of the end. Friends say that once Tremia found out the truth, she was trying to figure out what to do with that information. How do you process finding out that the person you love, the person you've built a life with, has been lying to you about something so fundamental? People who knew them both said they weren't surprised by Tremia's claims about DeAndre's secret life. Some folks had suspected. Some had even known. But what shocked everybody was how it all ended. One friend put it plainly. He could have just been honest. He could have ended the relationship. He could have walked away. But instead, Tremia is dead and her son doesn't have a mother. Let that sink in for a second. Friends and family gathered for a candlelight vigil to honor Tremia's life. There were tears. There were smiles.
Oh,
as
this is
people
bad.
shared memories of her.
Oh my God.
There were balloons released into the sky.
It's a shame.
But there was also anger. So many unanswered questions hanging in the air. And little Mason, Tremia's son, remember him? The little boy who was her entire world. He went to live with his grandmother.
Poor baby.
Tremia's mama became his rock, his safe place, the person who would make sure he never forgot his mother. And y'all, if you look at the grandmother's Facebook now, it's full of pictures of Mason. Every milestone, every achievement, every school award, every graduation. She posts about him constantly, making sure the world knows that even though his mama is gone, he's loved, he's cared for, he's thriving. But it's also heartbreaking.
So I wonder if this was both of their kid or just her kid. I wonder.
Because in one post, Tremia's mother wrote something that just, God, it breaks my heart every time I read it. She said, "Your absence by far is the heaviest weight I've ever had to carry. I've walked a lot of roads, but this road of grief is the hardest walk I've ever taken. Some days are harder than others. Mason still asks about you often. I promise to never let him forget you." Can you imagine having to explain to a child why his mama isn't coming home? Can you imagine being a grandmother who has to be strong for her grandson while also grieving her daughter? That's the real devastation of this case. Not just that Tremia is gone, but the ripple effect it had on everybody who loved her. But wait, because if you think that's where this story ends, you'd be wrong. Remember, DeAndre was charged with first-degree murder, $1 million bond. He's sitting in jail, waiting for his day in court. The family is preparing for a trial. They're ready to see justice served. And then, October 2024 rolls around, 9 months after DeAndre was arrested, 9 months after he was charged, 9 months of the family waiting, grieving, hoping that the legal system would hold him accountable. And a grand jury convenes. They look at all the evidence. They review the police reports, the forensics, the testimonies, everything. and they come to a conclusion. There's not enough evidence to prove the shooting was intentional. Not enough.
Wow.
Evidence. So the charges? Dropped. Completely dropped. DeAndre McGinnister walks out of jail a free man. I need you all to sit with that for a second.
My God.
A woman is dead from a gunshot to the head.
That right there just gives me goosebumps. Because I cannot believe that somebody... Now, granted, maybe an accident did happen. But given the situation, it doesn't seem like it. I don't know what type of evidence they had, but they obviously didn't have enough. But fuck, man. That gives me goosebumps just knowing that somebody, if allegedly they did do it, they could get away with it that fucking easily. That is scary as hell, man. My hair on my arms is standing up. That shit is crazy.
The man who was holding the gun claims it was an accident. Whew. And a grand jury, after reviewing 9 months of evidence, decides they can't prove it was intentional. So he just walks. When the family found out, they were devastated.
Bro.
And honestly, that word doesn't even feel strong enough.
But shit, I mean, they must have not had no circumstantial evidence either. I mean, I don't fucking know, man. It's a good thing, but it also can be a bad thing too, because killers get away. Texas really don't play that shit. I will say that. But it's a good thing too, because this means that you are protected. Like, they have to have some type of evidence in order for you to be convicted of this crime or convicted of this murder or whatever it is. So that is a good thing. At the same time, there's a lot of people who get off because of it too.
They were crushed. They felt like the system had failed them.
I can't say he did it, though.
Like Tremia's life didn't matter.
But man,
her father, Daryl Barr, spoke out.
I would put my money on it.
But the pain in his voice is something I can't even describe. He said,
"You took my baby from us. You know, and we got to walk around with this pain every day. People see, you know, they see you smile. They don't just know the hurt that you have to have in your heart daily from this. And we want justice for our baby."
Tremia's sister, Daphne, made it clear that they weren't giving up. She said,
"We give up on this. One thing about it, we will not give up on it. We're not."
And listen, I respect that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, I understand that and everything, but if they drop the charges, I don't think, like, comment down below, let me know, can he still get, like, pulled back into court? Can he still get another trial? I doubt it, though, right? Because the jury couldn't come to a conclusion, a unanimous decision, that there was evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that he committed this murder. So I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. But I think, hey, man, I understand, like, especially being the family member of somebody so close to you who got, you know, unalived, and you have a really, really strong feeling. Of course, nobody knows 100%, but you feel like you know, right? That's a tough situation, man. That is a very tough situation, but I feel like it is what it is, and I pray for this family's peace. I pray for them to, like, be able to move on somehow, you know. Now, of course, you'll never be able to fully move on and fully heal, but hopefully they can pick up the pieces of themselves emotionally and spiritually and be able to, like, find the happiness and joy in the memories of her, because I'm pretty sure that she wouldn't want to look down and see her family still torn up and crying, and she would want them to be happy and live on and live a great life, you know, and for her son to have a great life and be taken care of and be happy too. It's just a sad situation overall, man.
Because it would be so easy to just give up, to say the system failed us.
You can't do much else, though.
There's nothing we can do.
What else are you gonna do?
But this family is fighting. They're demanding answers. They're refusing to let Tremia be forgotten. Now here's what's important to understand about grand juries. They see evidence that we don't see. They have access to forensic reports, witness statements, ballistics analysis, things that never make it to the public. So it's possible that there was some piece of evidence that created reasonable doubt. But also, grand juries indict people all the time. There's literally a saying that a prosecutor could indict a ham sandwich because grand juries usually side with the prosecution. So for them to no-bill this case, that's actually pretty rare.
That's what I said.
Which means either the evidence genuinely wasn't there, or something went wrong somewhere along the line. The family believes it's the latter. They feel like they weren't given a chance to speak, like their voices weren't heard. And now, they're left with this gaping hole where justice should be.
You can say what you want, but still, they're wanting to have some hard physical evidence, or at least some circumstantial evidence. And if they didn't have that, then, you know, you weren't able to convince the jury that beyond the shadow of a doubt that this 100% happened and it wasn't an accident. That is just so unfortunate if he really did take her life, man.
But here's the thing. The police chief has said the investigation is still open. They're still looking into it.
Okay.
They still want to hear from anyone who might have information.
Okay.
So technically, the first-degree murder charge could be brought back.
The only way that I can see that this murder charge will stick again and they'll have another chance is they're probably going to have to find a way to either get a confession from him or somebody that he trusts with that information and get it like on voice recording or something like that. That's the only possible way that I can think of that could possibly get him pulled back in to be retried. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
But they need more evidence.
And hopefully he ain't that
Stronger
stupid.
Something concrete. And until that happens, DeAndre McGinnister is
He's
a free
free.
man. On January 27,
What's his Instagram?
2024, Tremia Darden was laid to rest in Okolona, Mississippi, surrounded by family, friends, and the community that loved her. One of Tremia's greatest passions was singing in church. Her voice was powerful, beautiful, angelic. When she sang, you could feel it in your soul. It filled the entire space with warmth and light. At her funeral, her voice played through the speakers one last time, and as it echoed through that church, her mother stood in the front row, strong, proud, heartbroken, listening to her daughter's final performance. So, what's the lesson here? What are we supposed to take away from this tragedy? I think it's this.
No more
Living in
AI.
denial, hiding who you really are,
No more AI.
building your life on lies. It destroys people. Not just you, but everyone around you. Relationships built on secrets and deceit are fragile. They crumble.
Now, the moral of the story is, listen, you got caught. At the end of the day, instead of taking somebody's life over that, just, hey, you know, my bad, we just won't be together. Right? Why can't we just break up? Why do people always feel like they need to resort to killing the wife or killing the husband, killing the boyfriend, killing the girlfriend, killing the baby mom, killing the baby dad? Why can't we just be like reasonable human beings and just say, hey, listen, we tried. We gave it a whirl. We took a stab in the dark, okay? It's not a stab in the dark, it's a shot in the dark. We took a stab at it and it was a shot in the dark. And it just didn't work out, okay? But there's no need for us to like get violent towards each other. Let's just go our separate ways, no love lost. Hey, that's what grown folks do. It's unfortunate, man, and even more unfortunate is this fucking AI. I promise I will not do this to you guys again. Well, I'm not gonna promise that I won't do it to you guys again, but we're definitely not gonna sit through 30 minutes of AI footage. But yeah, you do not have to kill anybody, break up with that person, man. That should be self-explanatory.